Good morning. It is Tuesday. We're going to keep working on that Jamboard this week.
Jamboard?
Yes.
Did you say Zoom board?
I think I said Jamboard.
Okay, I don't know.
I have a mask I don't like on today. I'm eating it. I walked out of the house without my regular mask. So
today, we're sticking with the same text all week. We're going to really go deep with this text, do lots of things with it. And today...
Because when you read, boys and girls, you don't just look for text features, or you don't just read from main idea, or you don't just look at the words. You do all of those things. So we're going to kind of really focus on integrating all those things that we do as we read in some text for the next few weeks. And today it is text features. Remember that a text feature is
just something added to the text to make it more interesting, but in particular to give you more information or to help you understand what you're reading.
To make it easier to understand. Absolutely. If I reached over here and grabbed a science textbook, it is full of text features, things that go beyond just the words. Just in regular print. And those text features help us to understand it better, make it look more attractive, more interesting.
Lots of times it helps to engage a reader, make somebody want to read the book, and helps you to locate information.
Yes.
And understand it. So there are a lot of ways it helps us. And never in the real world do I pick up a book and point out all the different text features, but I use them. So in order to use them, you have to know them and be aware of them. And so that's our goal today.
So we're going to be pointing them out, and then we're going to be practicing using them to help us find information as we go on, okay?
So I'm just going to review a few. There are more than what we've got on these two slides. And these slides, guys, are in your Jamboards. They're slides 16 and 17, and you can use them to help you on your assignments or your tasks today. But the first one listed here was the table of contents, and that was not in your book. Let's see if I've got a book here. Let's tell you where it is.
A table of contents you're going to find at the very beginning of the book. It's always in the beginning.
So this book about teaching here has a table of contents, and it lists the information that's in the text and what page I would find it. So if I was in this book and I wanted to learn how to teach the B sound as in bat down here, it tells me that's on page 93.
And usually the table of contents is going to list either major chapters or headings within the book. So table of contents is a tool for locating information. That's really its purpose, is to help you locate information in a book. The next one is a heading. You keep going, Ms. Lana.
Headings are words or phrases that tell what a section of the text will be about. A heading we like to sometimes call a little title, meaning that it's like a title, and it's found, at the top or at the beginning of a section of text, and it just simply tells you what it's going to be about. It helps you to preview that section of the text, and it also helps you if you were going back and studying or trying to locate information. I could just look at the headings and know if I was looking about, this is all about weather.
And so I wanted to know more about snow. I could just start flipping through. I could go, this book didn't have a table. Yes, it does. Table of contents. So I could locate if snow is in there, but I can also look at the headings. That one says rain or shine. That's not going to help me with snow. What is weather? Water on the move. Clouding over. Ice crystals. Maybe. I'll look. Yeah. So, there. That heading is going to help me locate the information that I need. Lots of times, headings are written in large print, bold,
sometimes bold,
colorful.
It's usually a different type of print to make it stand out.
And it's usually larger.
And it looks kind of like a title. So it's very much like a title, sometimes called a subtitle or a heading.
And sometimes there'll be the big heading, and then there might even be smaller subheadings below that.
Photographs, most all of you know what a photograph is. That would just simply be a real picture taken with a camera. In other words, different. Let's look at this page, because this one has illustrations and...
make this a little bigger for just a minute.
This has illustrations and photographs.
This one over here, these are illustrations. They're drawings that somebody has created. This one over here is a photograph.
It's a real picture someone took with a camera.
A photograph is more realistic. It shows the real things instead of just a drawing. Okay.
An index is found at the end of the book, and it helps you locate specific topics. So again, in this weather book, if I wanted to find all the pages that talked about snow, right there was snow. Let's see if we can make it bigger again. You see the snow, and then it lists the different page numbers that anytime snow is mentioned or talked about in the text, we could go to those pages.
So it wouldn't necessarily just be a title or a page all about snow, but if the word snow was in here, I could go to those pages and find it.
Never had this pop up? Okay. No. Pronunciations. This here is an example right here. There's some frogs use camouflage. And if I didn't know how to pronounce or say that word, read that word, then that's not a spelling of it. That's how you would sound it out. Camouflage. So again, it's just to help you be able to read or sound out words. Captions are text found near a picture or an illustration. It just tells you what's in the picture or what the picture's about. Gives you extra information.
When I look at this book, there's a caption here that says, this type of lightning is called forked lightning. And you can see how the lightning is making that forked. So they're just telling me more information about that picture.
Diagram is a special kind of picture. Like this, look at this example here. This is a diagram of a frog. It has labels to identify the parts. Some diagrams can be used to show like a sequence. You could have a life cycle diagram that could show the sequence of the events in an animal or plant's life cycle. Special type.
Lots of times in a text, there's going to be words that the type, the font looks different. It might be bold, which is a darker font. Like this word right here is in bold. It might be italics. Italics is just a slanted font. It might be underlined, or it might be highlighted, or
it could be even
a different color font, like the letters themselves could be in red instead of black.
And you all are familiar with that because you've been doing it on your own text.
Yes.
Lots of you when you write. So,
and that just makes the word stands out. It shows that it's important. Lots of times, if there's a word that maybe they think the reader wouldn't know, they'll put it in bold or whatever, and then if there's a glossary or
a word box somewhere,
then it'll be in there. It helps you find the meaning of that
word. So speaking of glossary, right here, a glossary is an alphabetical listing. It's like a dictionary, except it doesn't have every word in the English language in it. It only has important words from that particular text, and it tells you what the words mean. So, again, from this book, they would have had the words amphibian, camouflage, froglet, and so forth.
In my book, it would have like the word ice crystal, and then it's got the definition. Remember, we talked about that earlier this year, the meaning of the word.
So what we're going to do is go back on a text feature scavenger, or walkthrough, I guess, really. Picture walkthrough, text feature walkthrough.
So we're going to take a text feature walk.
And just point out a few, and then you've got a couple of tasks to do today, and we'll talk to you about what those are. But
step one,
this is the heading.
You're going to look through the
title.
You're going to look through your book on your Jamboard, and you're going to identify or find text features on every page.
Yes, every page. Now, we've talked, and you're not going to be able to find a different one on every page. You'll eventually run out, but do not list photograph on every page.
Yes, there are photographs on every page, but do a variety of different kinds. So this one, we could circle the title and watch. There's a couple of ways you can circle. Watch.
So I can use the pen tool. See over here, this pen, and I could just circle. Then I could come over here and do a text box and just write title. Okay,
that's one way. That totally works. We'll show you another way.
Another way, over here, there's a circle. You can drag this circle here. Oh, it's already transparent. Yeah. Boys and girls, let me show you. This is really what probably yours will look like. When you click the circle, it will look like this. And when you try to do it, it's going to cover up. And we don't want you to cover it up. So look, once this is kind of highlighted and you see this blue box around it, come over here to the paint bucket.
At the top there in the toolbar.
And we don't want to fill the paint or fill the circle with white. We want to leave it transparent. Transparent's clear.
Means you can see through it.
And then look, you can just resize my circle any size I need to. And then I'm going to come down here again and put my text box and put title. Oops. So either way,
We'll do a couple more pages here.
all right, if I look at this page.
Oh, I see a bold word. I
Mhm.
see the word predators in bold. So I'm going to circle that. I'm going to kind of stretch it out, fit it, and then I'm going to add my text box. Let's see, I'm going to do this maybe. Bold word. And since I didn't want to cover up my other stuff, I could even take this and draw a line that connects it. Okay. And your one thing I want to say is you already have sticky notes on here from yesterday. Leave your sticky notes there.
Leave.
By the end of the week, you're going to
Your
have
book's going to be full of sticky notes and
you're doing
lines
what's called annotating a text, and we want you to be able to look back at all the different things you've done with your text by the end of the week. Okay.
So there was a bold word. We could have identified heading. We could have identified a photograph. We could have identified this as
I think that's a
caption because it's talking about what's in this text.
And it's showing that it's tail.
Mm-hmm. This would be another caption talking about what the male lion is doing there. And this is a fact box that wasn't listed, and we didn't talk about that.
We might add that to our text feature chart next week.
But that fact box just gives me extra information that's related to what was on that page or in that text. Let's see, I'll do this one. I'm going to do heading on this one. So I'm going to circle,
stretch it
there, and then I'm going to come down here. And that heading lets me know these are freaky creatures that look weird. But this is you just have to play with this, guys. We're all
there we go.
Kind of learning there. That would be a heading. Could have pointed out the bold words, the photographs, the captions,
the fact box,
all of those. Yeah. Same thing on here. This one is an example that I went on and circled. I'm going to go on and add the text box here because I didn't do that earlier. But I had circled the caption here, and then we'll show you in a minute what we did with it on Tuesday's task.
And you get the idea. You're just going through it. And when we say every page, it's every slide.
Every slide.
The 2 pages
at
together.
Least one. You do not identify every text feature on every page. Just pick one. But like I said, do a variety.
When you get done, you should have found at least one heading, at least one photograph, at least one caption, at least one bold word,
and at least one fact box.
Okay? And then you can repeat after that.
So just go all the way through. You could just circle the heading glossary. You know it's a glossary.
Glossary is another tool that helps us locate or understand information. Look down here at the bottom, Ms. Milan, where it says websites. That's another cool tool that we can use. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they're called hyperlinks, and those hyperlinks, or sometimes it'll say to find out more. Mm-hmm. And it's a way to, again, get more information, look up tools about. And if I pulled up my weather book that we had earlier, it had websites to visit, and it listed some so that if I wanted to learn more, I could go to that and see.
And then there was the index. Then, after you have gone through and identified something on every page, you have one more task to do. Complete the chart with 3 different text features. I've got caption already here listed as an example. So I found a caption. It was
on page 8.
And you had to do that. Tell me where that particular text feature was, and then tell me specifically what that text feature is doing. Don't say
it tells about the picture. That text feature, that picture of that baboon's teeth, that caption let me know that the photo is showing the baboon's canine teeth.
Be specific. If you say a photograph shows me what it looks like, don't say what it shows me what the warthog looks like. The heading on page 6 lets me know this page is all about how animals use their tongues or whatever. Just be specific. So you're going to list 3 text features, give an example, and tell me how that particular example helps me. Mm-hmm. Great. So do both parts of your assignment today.
Go on your text feature walk and then finish this chart. Don't worry about the stuff that says Wednesday. Just do Tuesday.